My boys are in the under 14s now and they joined in the under 8s, so it's been quite a journey with the team at Flemington. So we started when the boys were in grade prep with Auskick, so it's been a good 6 years.
I've been involved with Willie Juniors for 6 years as a parent, and 2 of those have been on the committee.
Yeah, I've been involved for 16 years, so I joined the club when I was 12 years old. I was actually walking home from school, so what made me want to join was walking past an oval full of women playing football. I couldn't play anymore with the boys, so I ran home, told my mum she had to come back with me to speak to them and find out who they were, and it ended up being the senior side training, so it went from there.
I've been involved with Werribee Centrals on a bigger role basis probably for the past 2 years. I was the registrar last year and then obviously going into president role this year, but I have been around at Werribee Central since my nephew was in under 9s. He's now playing under 16s. 1999 I started as a boundary umpire as a 12-year-old. I did boundary umpiring until I was 15 years old. Then when I was 18 years old I was involved at Sunshine Heights, being that my partner played there, so I was on the committee and team managing for a fair few years down there.
I put my hand up to become president because I think it's a great time for women to be involved in sport. So it's personally really exciting for me that the kids that are playing footy now actually won't find it different that there's a woman involved at footy. They just think it's just as normal for the girls to be playing football as the boys. So that's a really exciting time to be part of it. So that's why I put my hand up.
I put my hand up to be on the committee because it's such a warm club, really inviting.
I actually still call our last president Prez, so she moved overseas and we had someone else take over for 12 months, and it was really just a needs on the committee, so we didn't have anyone that sort of wanted to put their hand up at the time, so I thought I would just do it for 12 months to look after the role for the next person, because I probably felt like I was too young, but yeah, I haven't left. So
it was sort of thrown at me. The president of last year came to me at halfway through last year and said, look, I'm stepping down, is it something that you'd be willing to do? Took on the role from there.
I think anytime you put your hand up to lead something you feel a little bit vulnerable, but I think that's also when you can become really great. So there's always a little bit of doubt in your mind about whether you can achieve something, but I'm surrounded by an amazing team of people, so I just think about all of the things that we've achieved. So it's a little bit scary, but I think life can be a little bit scary.
Look, I probably thought about it for maybe a week, but then it was just a given that I could do it. I'd been around for long enough, and I knew what I had to do.
I was a little hesitant taking on the role as president because it seemed quite daunting, but I was encouraged by all of the committee to take it on board, really, so I felt really comfortable.
We're part of a bigger football club, the Melbourne University Football Club. The role of president for our club means looking after anything and everything from the way the club runs, the teams that we enter, making sure the governance of the club is run well and properly, that we're able to manage any issues that come up, but also working on creating an environment that's fun for the players. So making sure we don't forget that with everything that we do, because sometimes it can get a little bit serious and stressful and busy, but yeah, making sure we create an environment that girls and women like coming to and being a part of.
I think being president means different things to different people. To me, it's just making sure that I'm checking up on everyone that's helping out, all the volunteers, all the committee members, making sure things get done.
I don't go around saying I'm the president of a football club. It's just someone's got to do it, and I just do what I have to do.
So the challenges involved in any junior sports club are really just the challenges of life. So how do you teach kids life lessons? How do you correct things that maybe aren't going so well? But anyone who's doing anything from a volunteer point of view, it's fitting it in and finding the time. So it's about prioritising and delegating and sticking to a plan of what it is that you want to achieve, and realising just chipping little things off every week you're actually making life a special place for kids.
I haven't really had any big challenges, and I hope I don't. It's just making sure we get the teams on the field each week and getting the numbers, and our numbers are growing and growing each year. We've now got 14 teams, 4 of them being, one senior women's team and 3 female teams. So we're growing and hoping to grow even further.
The best thing about being president is just spending time at the club and spending time with your friends and people that you've known for a really long time. That's my most favourite part.
Really, the children's faces is the best thing about being president, is watching them run out on the field, each week, watching the under-9s get there from, really early in the morning, and they're so excited to be there. And then, then the seriousness in the afternoon of the older grades. It's really good to watch.
The best things about being president of any junior football club is seeing the kids achieving goals. So at Flemington, we're a really diverse culture, so we've got kids from all walks of life. Some kids have actually had a really hard struggle with life, so being involved in footy is really important for them. So working with them on a mentoring program to help them understand about goal setting, it's really so exciting when you see that they've realised a goal, and it's personally the biggest buzz you can get, and it's the best job in the world.
I'd certainly encourage women to get involved, either as president or officials at clubs. I think it's a really good experience, but it's also been really good for me professionally. It's taught me a lot of things about being on boards and committees and running organisations. So, I would strongly recommend it.
You need to know about football if you're going to take it on. Like, it's not something that you can just step in and see how you go.
I think having women involved encourages more women to get involved. So the more that are there, the more will come.
I think you should always put your hand up to always give back. So you should always try to make life a little bit better for somebody. So whether you're a woman or a man, you should really be putting your hand up to be involved in junior sport, because it's the most rewarding thing you can do.
I love most about the game the opportunities it gives for all levels of footballers. So. And watching the teams week in, week out, they may not know one another at the start of the year, and then moving through the season, you watch teams become closer and play well together. That's one of the best things.
What I love most about the game, I think just the excitement. It gives you a feeling like nothing else that I've experienced, and whether you're a supporter or you're there watching an AFL side or a VFL, VFLW, AFLW, you just get a feeling inside that I haven't found in anything else that I do.
The friendships that are made, I just love watching the game. Like, I've never played and never will and don't ever want to. I'd rather just watch my kids and my partner play, and my nieces and nephew, and
I've been a footy tragic since my dad dressed me in Collingwood nappies, so I've had a real soft spot for the game of AFL since I was a really little girl. So to actually see my kids love it as much as I do, that's why I'm involved in footy.
An average Sunday looks to me a very early start, but it's great. I meet the other committee members to set up the grounds, and then try and get out and see as many games as I can, including my daughter's matches, and then making sure we all get packed up by the end of the day.
It starts at 8 o'clock in the morning when I am at my son's under-9 game, and it finishes at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon once we've all packed up from a home game.
Average Sunday. During footy season, my phone probably starts ringing about 8 o'clock with questions. So it's an early start to the day. There's lots of things to do at the footy club, but it's watching as much footy as I can and getting around to support all the kids that are playing football, and I'm a team manager for my boys' team, so it starts by getting all those kids to sign in their sheet and liaising with umpires, and it's a pretty busy Sunday.
I would hope that the children moving on or that are involved in Williamstown Juniors understand the deep history of the club, and coming in and looking up at the walls, and there could be uncles, aunties, grandparents that names are up on the honour boards, or just knowing that they're around, and the families that stick around for a long time.
I would just hope that at the end of the day they've made some friendships and they've had fun. Hopefully they can walk away with a premiership each, but we'll see how that goes.
I hope our players take away a sense of pride from being a Melbourne Uni player, but also I hope they take away skills that can help them with the rest of their life. So whether it be with work or with their relationships or with their family or friends or just skills like resilience and confidence, I hope those can translate to every other aspect of their life.
The goals that any Flemington Junior has is that they must be humble in victory, gracious in defeat, and pull together as a team. So that's what all our teams strive for, and that's, I think, the best life lesson you can ever teach kids. So for them to be involved at junior sport level, it's actually teaching them life lessons.
Yeah, so how I've seen the development of women's football has been unbelievable. AFLW obviously did wonders for the game in terms of participation in the last couple of years, but I've just seen it grow from when I was 12 years old and there were hardly any girls playing. There was a really small competition. Actually played for the WRFL interleague side, I think, when I was 17 or 18. And it was really small, and to see the difference in just 10 years from then to now has been unbelievable. But it's just the growth. It's that girls look up to the AFLW players now and know they can do it, and they see women in roles working in football and they know that they can do it. So yeah, it's been amazing.